It's me, Ariz, and now my new lecture is about Alexander the Great. So, for in this lesson, I made two Greek soldiers. What does Alexander the Greek have to do with Greek soldiers? Why? Because he was because some people think he was the greatest warrior in history. Because since Alexander the Great was born in Greece and his father's name was Philip. But when he was very small, he was treated by a nurse. Yeah, and so his when one day when his father got a trader and lent him a horse. And then when nobody could tame it. So even when his father tried, it was of no use. But Alexander found the horse's fear from its shadow. So he came up to him and finally he tamed it. He named it Bucephalus, which means ox head. Bucephalus was a very faithful horse, and he rode it through all of the battles and all the conquering he did. His first tutor, when he was 13 years old, his tutor was Aristotle. He was one of the first scientists who believed in science, and he was the only one who believed that not everything is just something from outer space. So Aristotle was a tutor of Alexander. He stopped teaching him when he was in his 16 years old. So when Alexander grew up, he became he almost conquered so many territories from Greece to Egypt. His father also then came in love with a person called Cleopatra, who was the last queen of Egypt, or also the last pharaoh. He fell in love instantly and married her. So when Alexander grew up, he joined his father in an army. But the enemy was defeated, though. But still, his father was forced to retreat. But still, he fought. He fought with the great honor and won. He went everywhere from Greece to Egypt, but he conquered everywhere. His empire was the greatest ever. It was so big, so strong, that it reached even through here in the subcontinent. But when he was at the river Bees, he was forced to stop because I heard a tiny diary from one of the soldiers in Alexander's army. He used to say that, well, when we were too cold, too wet, too hungry, we were never able to go. But Alexander still wanted to get us to go across the Bees River. So sorry about the delay there, but still, when he saw the soldiers were very hard, very hot. They were tired, they were cold, they were wet, they were hungry, they were thirsty. But Alexander still wanted them. He begged, he yelled, he did whatever he could to make us go to the Bees River. But no, we would not. Some of the people had their wives, their children, their equipment with them. If they went across that river, everything would be lost. So that was the first time an army refused to give in to its leader's commands. So Alexander was really sad, and then went away and went to his tent to sulk. So after that, then he went back. But when he died, some people think he died of a fever. But how could I say great man die of a fever? Some people think he was poisoned. Some people think he was murdered. But we still don't know the truth. But as soon as Alexander died, his empire was torn apart, and all the pieces were ruled by some of his trusted generals. That's all for now. Goodbye.